So today what we're going to be covering is your first algo workshop. We're going to show you how to run your own algorithms on Render. We'll explain to you basically what that means in a second. Basically, you're going to be able to launch your own automated trading strategy in minutes. It's going to be super easy, super fast. So first off, a couple of things. Let's take a step back and think about the big picture. Basically, what we're working on is we want to create 24/7 automated trading that adapts to markets. That's basically the name of the game. That's what we work on here. We want to get rid of the guesswork. We want to save you time and allow you to trade more confidently. A lot of people, when they trade manually, there's emotions get involved and that sort of thing. So there's not going to be any guesswork. It makes things a lot easier when you trade using algorithms. And you're also going to learn through our programs, how to make your own trading algorithms using AI at Lumiwealth. We have a lot of courses on this stuff. We can teach you how to build your own trading algorithms, and we're actually going to be launching a brand new course soon that is basically going to be a course about how to use AI to actually create your own algorithms. Also, why is now the time for algo trading? This is actually a very unique time in the world of algo trading. First of all, artificial intelligence is really opening up a lot of doors right now. If you ever want to get into the world of algo trading, now is definitely the time. Now, when I say that, a lot of people think, oh yeah, the AI is going to be doing some magical things. There's all sorts of things they could use with AI, but one of the things I think is the most interesting is that you could actually say, if you have a trading algorithm, or you have an idea in mind that you trade with, let's say you trade options or you trade futures or whatever it is that you want to do, and you have a method that you've been doing, it's actually gotten really easy to create algorithms using AI to actually just automate what you're doing. So it's a very unique time right now in the algo trading space. It's a very exciting time. We have a lot of courses on this, and we do have a lot of algorithms they could just use right out of the box. So we're the one-stop shop for algo trading. We really want to make this as easy as possible for you and really drive forward the cutting edge things within the space. All right, so it's definitely a very unique time right now. Also, markets move fast. If you're manual trading, it's probably very stressful for you. Automated trading just makes things a lot easier. And also the top pros, they're the ones that are automating this stuff. If you look at the top hedge funds, like look at, Renaissance Technologies, look at Two Sigma, all these different guys, they're using algo trading. These are not people sitting there, looking at charts all day and trading stuff. They are not all the biggest hedge funds in the world, all the richest people in the world. That's not what they're doing. They're not on TradingView. They're not placing trades like that. What they're doing is they're building algorithms. They're using big data. They're using artificial intelligence to analyze what they're doing, and that's how they're getting an edge. And that's what we want to give to you. This thing is a beast. Okay. If you take a look at this here, this is from February 2010 to June 2024. So about 14, 15 years of back testing. You can see it just absolutely dominates the S&P 500. Again, in blue is this strategy that we're running when we back tested it. And this is in yellow, the S&P 500. And we are just absolutely dominating the S&P. The S&P did maybe a 400% return. We did 4,000% return, significantly higher, about 29% a year. Really, really good returns. Now, I've also been running this myself for quite a while too. Right? It's not just back testing. This is me with real money. Okay. I put in to this something like 4,500 or 3,500 bucks a little bit back in the day. I actually want to put a lot more into this very shortly. I put in about 3,500 bucks. I'm up already 42% since I started. I've made, $1,400 trading this thing. Basically doing nothing. I just put money into this, turned on the algorithm, left it alone. It's making me literally hundreds of dollars every month. Very simple and easy thing to do. All right. So let me show you how to actually set these things up. We're going to be using a broker called Alpaca for this. The reason why we use Alpaca, they're honestly one of my favorite brokers right now. These guys are great. They're specifically made for API trading. So if you want to use trading bots and things like that, they're made specifically for that. They make things very easy. You could trade crypto options or stocks with them. They're very easy to get an account up and running. They're one of my favorite brokers. First things first, you're going to need an account with them. So you're going to go to alpaca.markets, www.alpaca.markets. So you'll go to this website, and then basically you want to click on sign up for free. You're going to go through the process. When you do that, You're going to fill in your first name, last name, your country. They do support quite a few different countries now. We've had clients from Australia and Singapore and a bunch of different countries in Europe. I think Germany they support as well. So there's a lot of different countries that they support. Either way, put in whatever your country is, your email, and then your password, and then hit sign up. Once you do that, they're going to send you an email. You're going to have to confirm your email address. So you'll open up your email and then click confirm. And then once you do that, you'll be able to log in. Go back here, and I'm going to log in and show you what this looks like. You go to login trading API, and then I'm going to log in here. Alpaca demo, my MFA code. Let's go Alpaca demo. There's that code. Okay, cool. So when you log in, you're going to see something like this. They're going to ask you to create an account, right? You can create an individual account. You can create a corporate account. That's up to you. You can go ahead and do that if you want, but I would recommend you don't do it for now. Right now, we're just going to focus on paper trading just to get a bot up and running for you. We're going to use fake money for now, but if you want to switch over this bot to use real money, it is quite simple to do that. And I'll show you as we go through it how you can actually set this up with real money. But for now, we're just going to use fake money. We'll go in the top left-hand corner, just click on home. Here's a fake account. I'm going to reset this account. We're going to be given an account when you get a bunch of fake money cash in it, right? You usually start with about $100,000, okay? When you're on this page, you'll notice a couple things. You can see basically what you own and a bunch of other stuff, right? If you just join them, you'll see that it's brand new. There isn't really going to be much there. But what I want you to do is go down to the section that says API keys. If you're on a bigger screen, it's going to be on the right-hand side. If you're on a smaller screen, it's just going to be at the bottom, right? Either way, look for this API keys section. There's going to be a button here. You want to click on generate, or in my case, regenerate, because these are new keys. Click on that, and you're going to get yourself a key and a secret. Okay, you might be wondering what the heck is that. Basically, it's how machines communicate with each other is using APIs, and the key and the secret you can think of kind of like a username and password, because you don't want to give it your actual username and password. That's going to be a security risk. So you want to instead get these API keys, and these are temporary passwords that you can use for your trading bots to be able to actually say, go to Alpaca and start placing trades. GitHub.com/Lumiwealth-strategies. Click on that link. This is our strategy library, right? This is where we keep all of these strategies. Now, if you're a paying customer, you will be able to access all of these different strategies that we have here. Like I said, we have literally dozens of strategies in here, okay, that you can choose from. Or if you're not a subscriber, then you'll also just see the stock example algo here, okay? You'll have just this one example algo, okay? Just so everyone can kind of follow along, even if you guys are not subscribers, you'll be able to see how this works, okay? So you'll go here, click on stock example algo, and this is what we're going to be running today, okay? All right, so when you go into here, you'll see that basically you can go into the stock example algo. You'll see that there's a description of what the strategy does. It's a pretty simple strategy. All it does is buy those leveraged ETFs that I was showing you before. Quite simple. There's a button here that says deploy to render. That's what we're going to be using in a second. But let me show you before that. You can go into back tests here. The back test folder, you can actually see how each of these performed, right? So here's, for example, one configuration that uses TQQQ and SPY. This is what it looks like. It made 28% a year, right? So you can kind of see, oh, is this something that you're interested in that you want to use, right? Or you can go back and you can see this other one that uses TQQQ and UPro. This one did 31% a year, or 1,700% over about a 10-year time period. Quite nice returns. These are just examples. These are not anything close to like our best strategies, but they will work for you. So even if you're not a paying customer, you can actually see this stuff actually work and trade for you. All right, so once you're on this page, right, in the example algo, we're going to come down here to the deploy to render button, and that's where we're going to live for a little bit. Okay? Hopefully this is all fairly straightforward so far. All we've done is create an account with Alpaca, gotten our API keys, and then gone to GitHub and actually found this strategy that we're talking about. Render is how we're going to be running our algorithms. Okay. Now, if you're a subscriber to us, you can run your algorithms off of your computer. If that's what we choose to do, you can do that. But what we recommend is that you run your algorithms in the cloud. Okay. Now, you guys may have heard of in the cloud. If you're not coders, you might wonder, what the heck is the cloud? What is that, right? Maybe you've heard of something called AWS. You've heard of Google Cloud. You may have heard of Microsoft Azure. These are all cloud companies. Basically, what it is, this cloud is just a giant warehouse full of computers. Okay, so for example, Amazon has a giant warehouse in North Virginia, literally huge. Okay, this thing, you would need almost like a bike to go across it. So it's so gigantic. You may have seen these things in TV shows where you just walk and it's just like rows and rows and rows and rows of computers, just tons of them all set up. Okay, these things are where basically the entire internet lives, right? The entire internet lives in these giant warehouses full of computers. Okay, and it's a really good place to basically keep your code and to run code. And the reason why is, first of all, they have backup generators in case anything happens. They have professionals that are constantly monitoring these servers, upgrading them, making sure that things are running properly. They have things that probably, if a nuclear war broke out in the world, these are probably the safest places on earth to be. They have armed guards. A lot of them are built into mountains. They're very, very stable, and this is basically where the world's internet lives, right? So this is definitely a very good spot for you to be running your own trading algorithm, right? As opposed to, if you want to run it on your own computer, you could do that, right? But what if the power goes out in your house, right? What if your internet goes out, right? What if your internet is too slow, right? There's a lot of problems that you can have running on your computer. So instead, what we choose to do is we choose to run it in the cloud, right? We want to run it in these big server farms. We want to offload this challenge to someone else, run this for me, make sure that it has internet access, make sure that nothing bad happens with it. They have armed guards to protect it, all that kind of stuff. So if you're going to put your code anywhere, any place, this is probably the safest place to be running your strategies. Okay, so that's basically what render is. Okay, it's giving you the ability to run your code in one of these server farms. And very specifically, render, there's a bunch of different companies like this, AWS and Azure and all these other things. Specifically, render just makes this very, very easy for you. Okay, so it's really kind of just like a one click. We make it very simple, very easy to get up and running. It's $7 a month, very cheap, comparatively speaking, to a lot of these other things. They make it very easy, very cheap for you to run your own algorithms. So let's set that up, okay? So here, what you're going to do is you're going to go into this strategy in GitHub, and you're going to click on that deploy to render button, okay? When you click on that, this is what's going to happen, okay? For me, because I have an account already with them, basically it just shows up like this. It says fill in your name, and then it says it's going to be $7 a month, and I can just click deploy blueprint, okay? Very simple once you have an account. If you do not have an account, you're going to have to create an account with them, and this is what it's going to look like, okay? You're going to click that deploy to render button, okay? Then it's going to take you to this page here where it says sign in or sign up. You're going to have to click on sign up if you do not have an account with them. It's going to be down here. They're going to send you an email. You're going to have to verify your email, okay? And then once you verified it, they're going to ask you a couple questions, what's your name and that kind of stuff. They want to get to know you a little bit. And you're going to have to fill in your payment information, okay? This is a server. You're going to be renting out a server from them, so it does cost money. It's going to be $7 a month to run this thing, okay? So once you've done that, you filled in your payment information there, then you're going to have to link GitHub, right? So you're going to connect GitHub here like this, right? And then basically sign into your GitHub account. If you don't have one, you're going to have to create one. Give it access, do your sign in, authorize it, right? Very simple kind of stuff. If you've ever logged in through do like a login with Google, that it's the same sort of flow. They say, okay, authorize, give them access, whatever. You just have to follow the things, click save and continue, right? Okay, so once you've done that, you'll get to the same page as me, right? So you're going to make a render account, give them your credit card details, and then link your GitHub, right? So it's all pretty straightforward. They make it really easy for you. Just follow each step, go through each one of those. They'll really make that, they've really made that process quite simple, but you do have to go through it. And once you've done that, you'll come to this page right here, okay? Now, when you're on this page, it's basically saying you're going to be deploying a strategy, right? You're going to be running Lumiwealth strategies, in this case, stock example algo. So what I'll usually do is I'll take this name, I'll put the blueprint name, I'll just call it the same thing as the strategy, kind of just make it simpler so I know what's going on. All you gotta do is fill in the name and then click deploy blueprint. Okay. I'm gonna click that down there. Okay. And then once this thing is running, okay, this is kind of the screen that you'll see. And it'll say here, it's creating background worker stock example algo. Okay, so it's getting everything set up and give it a few seconds. And once it's ready, this thing will turn, in this case, purple. Okay, and you'll be able to click on this. Okay, so we're going to have to click on, this is the worker that it's creating for us. This is our actual algorithm getting ready right now on render. It's already getting started. Very cool. So we're going to click on that there. Okay, a lot of people forget this, by the way. So I want to really point this out. When you're on this blueprint page, you're going to find this when create background worker and click on stock example algo or whatever the name of the algorithm is. Click on that there and you'll get into this actual algorithm that's running for you. Okay. So now once you're in here, okay, all we now need to do is we need to go into environment and we need to set up our environment variables. Okay. What this is going to do for us is it's going to make it so that we can actually link this to the broker. Okay. Remember when we got the API keys? This is where we're going to be putting those API keys. Okay. So you'll click on environment. Okay. You'll click on edit. And then when you go through here, there's a bunch of things they need to fill in. Okay. Really only 3 things they got to fill in. Okay. You need to fill in your API key, your API secret, and then what configuration you want to run. Okay. So I'm going to go back to Alpaca. Remember here, API key, when we generated it, I'm going to take this key, copy, right? And then I'm going to go in here and paste it, right? So where it says Alpaca API key, I'm going to put into value the actual key itself. So it looks like that. Then I'm going to go back to Alpaca, grab the secret, copy, and then paste it into here, right? So very simple. You're just copying over the API key. You're copying over the secret. Very easy, just copying those things over. Okay. Now we're just going to do one more thing. Okay. Now we just need to pick what configuration we want of this, right? And for that, we're going to go back into GitHub, and we're going to see here, again, it was under backtest. There were 2 configurations in here. There's one called TQQQ Inspy, the other one called TQQQ U Pro. Let's say you'll click into them. You'll see which one you want to run. Let's say I want to run this one, for example, TQQQ and U Pro. I like the results of it. I like how this thing works. Okay, let's choose that. So I'm going to copy the name right before the .pdf. I'm going to copy TQQQ_UPro, copy that, and then that is going to be my config. Okay, and that's it. Those are the 3 things you have to fill in: your API key, your secret, and your config. Just those 3 things, and you're done. Okay. Now, I just want to point out here as well, if you want to use real money, you could also change this over. This is set Alpaca as paper, set to true. You could set this to false if you want to use real money. All you have to do is use the API keys from your real money account, set this to false, and this will now run with real money. Okay. So I just want to point that out. For those of you that are subscribers and those of you that want to actually run real money, that's literally all you have to do. It's really, really simple. Okay. So now that I've filled in those 3 things, my API key, my secret, my config, I'm going to hit save. And then I'm going to come up here under manual deploy. I'm going to click on that and click deploy latest commit. And click on that button right there. And that's it. And we're done. Okay. Really simple to run this bot, just copying over a few things. The hardest part of this whole process, as you may have seen, is really just opening those accounts. Opening an account with Alpaca, opening an account with Render. Those are kind of the hardest things to do here, right? Once you've filled in those things, you've hit run, you just see it say building. It's going to spin like this. And when it's done, it's going to go green and it's going to have a check mark. It's going to say live and you're done. That's all you had to do to launch this bot, right? And again, if you guys are subscribers with us, we do also provide live support with this. So if you want, we can get on a call with you, get you help out. We can help you out with anything that you might be stuck on or any help that you need with this stuff, right? Okay, cool. So we're going to let this thing run. Okay, I'm going to go through the rest of these slides here. So again, you click on that background worker, you go to environment, and then you fill in you click on edit, you fill in those secrets, right? API key and all that, all of the 3 missing spots, click save, then click deploy latest commit. And now we just wait for this thing to turn and go live. That's it. And we're done. Okay, and once it's done, basically is when it's going to look like. You'll see in Alpaca right now, the stock market's closed, so we won't be able to see the actual trades. But if the stock market was open, you would actually be able to go into Alpaca. You'd see under recent orders, you can see here it's been trading for me. You can actually see what symbol bought. This is what was traded. You can actually see that inside of Alpaca. You can see those trades go through. Okay, all right, there's a successful setup. So if you were able to actually get this launched right now, pat yourself on the back. Congratulations. You have your first algorithm running. All you have to do is open a few accounts and copy those things over. So congratulations. Awesome. So taking the next step. So imagine scaling beyond just one basic setup to dozens of proven algorithms. You could run dozens of these things. A lot of our clients are running more than one. I'm running quite a few of them. It really makes a lot of sense. So you can diversify and see a lot of these different things running together. You could also access our community that actively develops new strategies every single week. We have lots of these different strategies out there. And we also have our starter, pro, and all access plans that are tailored to your needs. You have quite a few different things to choose from.